Thank you for joining us this evening for the March 11th, 2025 Monte Sereno Youth Commission regular meeting. Before the meeting is called to order, I would like to point out a few house rules to assist the commission, staff, and members of the public to successfully participate in this meeting. For today's meeting, Zoom is being used to allow public participation with the Youth Commission regular meeting. For those using Zoom to participate, there are two icons, chat and raise hand. Please use chat only to report technical issues such as being unable to hear a commission member speaking. Please use raise hand to be recognized by the chair and able to speak to the commission. Only attendees using the Zoom application can use the raise hand option to comment. Participants calling in from a telephone will only be able to listen and cannot provide feedback or public comment. Lastly, rooms are not all in the same room. All votes in the meeting must be taken by raise hand. And then I'll go ahead and also pull up the agenda for you.
Okay. Sounds good. I call this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. on March 11, 2025. Thank you everyone for coming. First of all, we have our roll call.
You can pull up the chair, we just squeeze right in with them, no worries. Sure. Okay, sorry, I still need to order those too. So we can do roll call.
Yeah.
Okay, so Commissioner Seidler.
Oh, here, sorry.
It's okay. Commissioner Jacob.
Here.
Commissioner Jackson Charnock.
Here.
Commissioner Jazz Charnock.
Here.
Commissioner Mackin.
Here.
Commissioner Stouch.
Here.
Commissioner Buffalo.
Here.
Commissioner Dinka. Here. And Commissioner Hamilton, who is not here today. We have a forum. That's almost everybody. Oh, sorry, Hampton.
I was like, what?
Sorry. Sorry about that. I know. All right,
Okay,
go ahead.
sounds good. Thank you everyone for coming. I think this is the most people we've had in a while. So for just looking at our agenda today, first of all, we've already done the roll call, and just before we move on to oral communications, I just wanted to welcome Louis, who's my neighbor and friend, and he's visiting the Youth Commission and he's interested in joining, so hopefully he'll be with us later next year. Now, moving on to oral communications, do we have any oral communications from members of the public?
No hands are raised.
Okay, and then do we have any written communications?
Nothing has come in.
Okay, sounds good. Then we have a presentation from KCAT and I'd love to welcome Mrs. Toran to talk to us, and Mayor Craig as well.
All right, so I'll start off real fast. Boy, it's always different being on this side,
I know.
looking out. A while ago, as we were talking about activities that you would like to work on this year, one of them was to do a podcast. And I happen to know somebody who is very good about helping people get podcasts created, produced, directed, and get them online. And that person is the executive director of KCAT, Melissa Toran. So Melissa's graciously agreed to come in tonight and talk about KCAT and how we put podcasts together and what we can do to help you. And I'll probably chime in every once in a while for any help or questions that she asks for.
Please
Take it
chime
away.
in, please chime in, yes. So, yes, you got a full, you know why you got this many people? Because KCAT's here, right? Yes, 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 yes. No, it's actually fun to have a speaker. Do you always have a speaker? No, maybe that would be a good thing to do it like a speaker series or something. Cause you're so good, all of you, yes. So I had a thought, so I'm at KCAT TV, many of you know, we're on the campus of Los Gatos High School. And we have an actual TV channel on channel 15. We do TV, radio and podcasting at KCAT, and it's really fun. And I really love to encourage young people to come and podcast with us, because it's really cool. It's something you can put on your resume that looks really good to colleges. We have a few shows happening now at Los Gatos High. One of them's Third and Long, so it's over now, but it's the NFL recap every week. And like 10 kids come in and there's 2 hosts and they talk about, the teams, and it's very exciting, very fun. We have all the graphics and it's really fun. So I had a thought, because I think you're supposed to be doing a spring project coming, right? And y'all don't really feel like doing anything, right? Is that true? Yes. So let's do something, okay? So what's the name of that place?
Village Harvest.
Okay, so I know Mayor Craig has probably recommended a few things. I was talking to him. Do you all know Village Harvest? It was the first time I had heard of it. It's an amazing thing you guys could do. But you know what would make it this much better? Why don't we interview in a podcast the director or someone of that program? And do the, what do you do, pick vegetables and fruit and bring it to the food banks?
They'll take care of everything. We just pick it and go home.
So to get publicity that you're doing this fantastic project, why don't we do a podcast and interview some of the people that run that program? I assume it's a nonprofit.
Mhm.
It's great for them, great for you. Does that sound fun? Or if you have another idea, but I think the whole project, doing the project and doing a podcast with the people that run it is a really fun idea. So I heard, I don't know if Boise's gonna say, no, that's not right. That in order to come to KCAT as a commissioner, you could do a subcommittee. You could be a subcommittee.
So we couldn't host a meeting
We
there.
can't host a meeting.
No,
But
no.
we could have a subcommittee go over to KCAT at that point, and they could have their own meeting over there and talk about.
Well, yeah, they can meet anywhere. so
They can
that
meet anywhere that they would
So they
like.
could meet there, yes.
Okay, that would be cool. So, do you have idea, feedback, or am I not supposed to take?
No, this can be interactive. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. This is-
Cause
Yeah.
the city meetings aren't interactive, you have to just go sit down, so good. I
We're a
like-
little bit more interactive.
Yes, I like that.
So I have a good question for that, like, when would the kind of like time frame be? For example, we only have here like every second Tuesday, and not all can attend, what exactly would the time be, so. So like, to find the most ideal time for the entire subcommittee, whoever is interested in this idea, like, what would your idea?
I understand, there's so few months left in the year, but I guess. One committee would have to spearhead the project itself and reach out to the organization and say, this is what we want to do. And the other committee would have to come to do podcasting and write the script and get the guest in, arrange a time and get your questions. So I would start now, I guess, and we could shoot for like a May broadcast. Would that work?
There's AP tests. though.
There's AP tests. There's never a good time.
Maybe we could try after the AP test, which is, I think, like, after the second week of May,
I think the third week.
or third week, yeah.
Or we can shoot for April and just be real,
Yeah.
set up a timeline, shoot. You can come anytime to KCAT, I'll just be available anytime, but yeah. That was a
So-
great question.
So when you're talking about a podcast, and this is, I'm just gonna rehash some of the stuff I
Oh,
talked about
I should've-
before.
Yeah.
You should really sit down and determine what is the what is the goal of your podcast? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to make it informative? Do you want to make it funny? Do you want to talk about community? Do you want to interview luminaries? I mean, we got plenty of luminaries that live in Monte Sereno. Do you want to talk about everything from what kind of impact you want to make as you're moving on in your life and your careers? You could find people that work in fields that you're interested in. If you're interested in the environment, we could get somebody from the Santa Clara County Office of Environmental Protection and bring them in and you could interview them. If you are interested in going into politics or in the government, we could probably get our county supervisor, Margaret Abe-Koga, to come in, and I can help you make those type of connections. And you can say, I would like to talk to you from a youth perspective. How does the county help the youth of Santa Clara County and specifically Monte Sereno? So come up with topics, come up with questions, and come up with the basics of a script. You don't have to have a script that you're going to read off of, but you're going to want to have a script that you know what kind of questions you're going to ask, what the flow of the show is going to look like, and what you're trying to get out of the guest. And so, yeah,
How long is it usually that episode or?
generally 30 minutes. Those seem to be about the sweet spot, anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. I think when they get longer, you kind of get tired doing these things. Now, the nice thing, it's a podcast, they're not live. And if you need to take a break, we just keep the video rolling, and then we, as they say, fix it in post. But actually, we edit all of our shows afterwards, especially if somebody starts laughing or you start making a mistake, or even if what you're talking about isn't interesting, we just cut it here, cut it there, that whole section's gone. And that's the beauty of editing. So, but yeah, the finished product tends to be around 30 minutes. Most of the podcasts we work with are around 30 minutes.
Or whatever they want.
Yeah.
Cause like that Third and Long football show is only, they run in at lunchtime, they do it and they're gone. So it's like
Yeah.
15 minutes. It's
Or
whatever.
You go all Joe Rogan and talk for 2 hours.
That's
I mean,
true too. So you're talking about just inviting a guest. We could divide into committees and not do the project along with it, with a.
Yeah, I mean,
nonprofit.
I was thinking of this as being something that this commission hands over to the next commission, and we keep it going every single year. And I think that one of the ways that we can really get a lot of interest in the youth commission this is one of the ways, is by really, how are we going to help the youth commissioners get more out of this?
Mhm.
Instead of just coming here on one Tuesday a month and us trying to find a project where we're either gonna go work at a soup kitchen, or we're going to collect coats, which Boise does most of the work on that. So,
It's a great resume builder. I will say that when they see KCAT on your resume, they zero right into that and, oh, you worked at a TV station? What did you do? And you're like, what?
yeah.
I have a podcast.
And speaking of working, you wanna talk about summer camp?
Yes, is anyone looking for a job this summer? You are, good for you. So I'm hiring counselors. We run a summer camp for youth for 9 to 13-year-olds. And then I hire counselors, usually seniors in high school and college, to run the camp. It's a huge, successful camp. It explodes every year. We're very lucky. And they learn, we do a live TV show in the morning and a movie in the afternoon. So they're week by week. And if anyone is interested, send me a resume.
So it is a commitment. So.
Oh, yeah.
It's Monday through Friday, you're there at 8 and you're leaving around
9.
5:30.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you probably gotta be there at 8:30 though, help get the
Yeah.
stuff set up and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And as Melissa was saying, it is about all of the different facets of media production. writing, directing, acting, the people in on the board, so the technical personnel. Yeah, it's the whole gamut, and at the end of the week, the goal is to produce a 15-minute live show, and we will cut our feed and we will insert what the camp is working on for that week. And usually it turns into either some kind of a comedy skit, kind of a sketch presentation. Sometimes we'll do an interview, but usually they try to do something fun. And then at the end of the year or at the end of the summer, we take the different films that were produced, and these films are generally around 15, sometimes 20 minutes long. And we have a really nice event at the Los Gatos Theater where all those films are actually played on the big screen. And we generally get a couple hundred people because you invite your parents and your friends and everybody comes over and eats popcorn and drinks soda. And it's a great way to finish off the summer. So we do have some positions open for that also.
We do, so, and do you have questions or anything?
So I think really the next step is to talk amongst yourselves and figure out, is this something that you really want to do? Because it has to be a commitment and you have to keep it going. Because you can't just have one or two shows, stick them out in the podcast land and then expect them to do anything. You're gonna have to keep the content flowing because people want to see new stuff every week. I mean, there's this voracious appetite in the world today for content, as you can see with the thousands of different video podcasts, just talk podcasts and news and entertainment. I saw a podcast the other day that somebody was talking about, oh gosh, what was it? It was, they were just working in their garden and talking about the different plants. There's wine podcasts. We actually have a wine podcast. It's a pretty good one, I think. There's lots of food and cooking ones. But there's also a lot of community type of podcasts. You know, what do you all expect the world to look like when you're older and you're ready to go out and get a job? I don't think there's that many of those type of podcasts out there, though. You don't really see that. So I think that there's an opportunity here.
And podcasting's not scary at all. You come and sit at the table, headsets, microphone, and you just start talking. You sit up straight, smile, and you just start talking. You can have 2 people or 4 people. And we work all the controls, unless you're interested in tech. That would be cool. You would learn the whole TV control board, if anyone loves that. We're always needing tech people. Really? Oh my God, like counselor for sure, for camp. It's a paid gig, camp, if you work at camp, yes.
Yeah, you do get paid.
Yes. So I don't want to leave them out in the dust. I think we could help. Can we help? Are we allowed to help them zero in on
Yeah.
something? Okay,
Yeah. So I would suggest that, again, talk amongst yourselves and form a subcommittee, for lack of a better term to use. And let's set up a time that everybody can come over to KCAT, whoever wants to be involved in this. And we'll show you the studio and we'll talk about some ideas amongst everybody. And we'll come up with a plan to get a podcast going.
they're not gonna do it. Should we do it now? Should we start now? Or
So,
you'll talk
so
amongst you? Yeah,
Today, in regards to this item, no action can be taken.
Yeah.
But we do have already a subcommittee formed by Jackson.
great,
We have Johan and Jeremiah.
great.
So if they would want to like be the ones to, maybe perhaps be the ones to meet and discuss, brainstorm ideas and go to KCAT location.
Yeah.
That's one option, or I can bring this back to the next meeting and perhaps if there's somebody else interested in being part of that subcommittee, then having, because you guys are originally like a subcommittee to discuss the activities, that we want the youth commission to consider. Now, this is one technically, but unless we want to zero in having an actual subcommittee focused on the podcast, and that'd be me bringing it back to the next meeting, and you guys, either, volunteering or voting on having someone else in there.
That's perfect. So I just want to offer your subcommittee can come to KCAT and sit with me and we can all do this together. We can brainstorm together. I think that would be easier. We'll actually sit at the podcast table and think of things. Be creative,
So you guys
okay?
could just let me know, is this something that we want to bring back to a future meeting?
Yeah, I think this is something, first of all, I think it's a very interesting idea and it's something really that I think would be great for the youth committee to do. So I think we should look into this and bring it back next meeting, and if possible, we are a bit busy because
I know.
in this last stretch of the year or year for the youth commission, but if possible, I think it might be a good thing to even start this year, or maybe we can even start it in September or something like
Yeah.
that, if it doesn't work out.
I really like to see something get going so that we
Yeah.
can really, finish up the year and move it on to the next youth commission, because a lot of you are coming back from what I understand, so.
Yeah,
Great.
There'll be some
That's great.
continuity here.
For the subcommittee, the original subcommittee that we thought, it was me, Johan and Jackson, right?
Yeah.
We all go to Wisconsin High School, right? We could like just meet up whenever whenever we have time, right?
oh yeah, even at lunch. something
Yeah.
like that.
That's okay with you?
That'd be great. Just, can you email me?
Yeah,
Melissa@kcat.org and we'll make it work. Let's make it work.
Okay,
Let's do this.
yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
So would you want to continue to be part of that, or do you think we should have some other people? I mean, is anybody else interested?
I feel like we can open it up to others, but yeah, I'll be.
Okay, so there is interest of somebody else, okay. So then I think that.
As many as want. That's fine with me.
Okay. So we'll bring it in, I think, because we definitely want to allow other. folks to participate in
Absolutely.
that.
The more the merrier.
okay,
Okay.
thank you so much. for
Thank you.
giving us
It
this
was great to
opportunity.
meet you. You're a great group. I'm really happy and I hope you join. It's really fun. Good, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I think that's, we can, I guess, look into this and bring it back to the next meeting. And we're actually looking ahead at the agenda. We will be discussing our, activities.
You're already like.
So for this year, so we can look into, see how we can include all the activities we want to pursue this year. So are we okay to move on to the next agenda item? Okay. So our next agenda item is the continuation of our discussion on the 2024 to 2025 Youth Commission activities. So as we said in the last meeting, we had as we planned in the last meeting, we had a activity subcommittee meeting. Jeremiah and I met and discussed kind of ideas for activities and kind of the general plans of what to do, and we want to bring it back to the youth commission meeting to finalize what we want to do in this year. I just want to say that we only have about 3 months left for kind of this year until the new crew comes in, so we are a bit tight on time, but we would like to do as many activities as we can as feasible. So, yeah.
The one thing is for the social justice award, I want to make sure we push that out more, because I think last fall we only had one person submit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have major schools, so it's
Yeah.
like thousands of people.
that was something that we discussed we kind of originally kept it in, I think, Saratoga and Los Gatos, but there's also a few other schools, for example, what was that private school
I
again?
think Bellarmine?
Bellarmine, yeah, like a lot of people I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people I know go to different schools than just those two, but we were kind of like just focusing on those two main schools. I think we just kind of like broaden it out more. And also, as youth commissioners, I think we could also kind of like promote it, for example, like create flyers, work with the staff of your respective school. to kind of like make aware of this, opportunity.
Yeah, and I just wanted to quickly say that, do we wanna just go over all the items in this list? These are just notes, as you can see up there from the activity subcommission. The social justice award is the second item. I just wanted to quickly comment on Keep Our City Pretty. When we discussed this, we said that it's not a good idea to continue this event, which is a trash cleanup because having youth on busy roads is just kind of a liability issue, so instead, we're gonna look at working with like one of the, I think the stormwater organization, and we have that as an item later that will go back.
Actually, I'll quickly jump in
Okay.
regards, so I did get in communication with someone in regards to volunteering. It's related to like creek cleanup, so they provided me an email and I can go over that with you guys once you guys talk through it. But that'll be one option, only because they can allow us to then pick where we want to. So when, do the cleanup and volunteer, and they'll provide us all the supplies that we need, in order for us to do this. Again, the Keep Our City Pretty, Monte Sereno is pretty clean in general. I think the more areas that need more focus would be Highway 9 and Winchester, and
Should we even be on there?
exactly.
That's kind of like.
Exactly, so this year, we're gonna remove ourselves from this one and just participate with something else that will allow you guys to, go and volunteer for a few hours, and it'll still be within our proximity of, from our area here.
Are we allowed to do like anything with Days Avenue, like to school, or is that Los Gatos?
Do what, for example?
I mean, just like if we hold like an event there from like the commission.
Yeah,
I think that Eighth Avenue is part of Monte Sereno.
and we actually had an idea on that later in the list. Is it okay if we revisit that later? Oh,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Oh, that's right, you're right, sorry, there
Yeah.
is something on there.
Sorry, I do have another good question. I
Yeah.
can't really quite remember. Well, like, for the social justice award, we kind of talked about a particular subject on like broadening the topic for the social justice award. I can't really quite remember what we talked about or what we
You said something along the lines of it being like, I think I have it.
So I can't really quite remember what it was, but I
Oh,
think that was something to be said for this entire
Like
thing.
the youth.
oh, yeah,
impact.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the youth impact award. So what was gathered was. At this point, instead of, recreating the social justice award. Because we haven't really done our part to really promote it, that's why we were gonna, after seeing the results of this year's. You guys would then, that would be one of the first things you guys work on next year.
Yeah.
Of like, changing that if necessary. So I think that's kind of just pending until we see. So we're gonna move, as my understanding, as long as everybody's on board, you guys are gonna move forward with the social justice award as is. Promote it. Hopefully we get more applicants than we have in the past few years. And if not, then definitely we format it so that, it appeals a different crowd, I guess.
Yeah. Also, one part I did notice was that, or not notice, one thing I did mention was that the time frame wasn't too long or too long enough for. Cause we only kind of opened it for 1 month. A lot of students don't have time, a lot of students do have time, but as seen in the previous years, we haven't had really many applicants really interested in it.
Timeframe can be changed. not a
Yeah,
problem.
like maybe increasing it for like maybe half a month or maybe to a month longer, so that.
I think so, as long as we awarded no later than June. Because this award is given with next year's like physical budget. Then, so whoever wins, and is awarded this, the money, then the check is issued after July 1st. So as long as it's, you guys, promote it and award it all before June, then we'll take care of making sure the payout goes out on July 1st.
And yeah, just to quickly review what we discussed on the social justice award, I just want to quickly review it just because we only have about half an hour remaining. But as we were saying, we just decided to keep it as a social justice award this year and then revisit it next year. Based on the results of its success this year. And what we can do this year is market it to in the schools, so make sure. First, it's in the principal's messages, at least at Los Gatos High School and Saratoga High School. And then also in Los Gatos High School, we have the video announcements. So we need to put this award in that there also for them for people to see it. And then lastly, in Los Gatos High School, if you ask the ASB, you can put up posters around the school, so I believe we should do, or I think we should do something like that as well to really promote this award. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in ASB and like the way you get, like, you have to film it yourself, like your clip. And it shouldn't be more than like 30 seconds, and then you have to like send that in and make sure it's like verified by like. The advisors and like the principal, and it's like. It's a process, so like, if you're gonna get it, like, make sure it's like in as soon as possible. Cause like, it needs to get checked, it needs to get verified. And then like, they actually need to like edit into the video, and that itself takes a lot of time.
Oh.
So like, if you're gonna get it in this, you can get it in this.
Okay, then let's try to do that as soon as possible. Do you know how we could film the video? Is that something like a subcommittee could do, promoting like a 30-second video promoting the social justice award, or?
Oh, well, if you wanna do a video. Yeah,
Call me.
Okay, sounds good.
yeah, we can do something.
Okay. And then, yeah, just really quickly, is there anyone interested in making a flyer or a poster for this? Someone good at graphic?
I'm good at art, so.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, if you could make a flyer, then maybe we could look at it next meeting, so,
Well, you can send it to us
oh, yeah.
before that.
me like a basis to work off of, like an idea, or should I just like?
Sure.
It could be more of. Just the lettering,
Yeah,
you know,
Okay.
yeah, I think
making
so.
that social justice awareness kind of. Have it pop out
Okay.
and catch people's attention.
And also, you don't really have to like ask ASG to put it up, like,
Oh,
if it's like appropriate, you can just like put it up.
oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, that's perfect, and that's great to hear that you're the ASB, so we know someone to talk to. Okay, does this sound good? Is everyone good with the social justice award, continuing it? Okay, then our next item or proposed activity is a movie night. I think we talked with Mayor Craig about this, and the idea is that during the summer, we can have a movie night when it's warm out here at the city hall, maybe outside in the parking lot. And we think it would be the best to do it in June, because that's when there's the best weather, it's nice and warm. But if we are doing it, then we should start planning this now, because during our youth commission meetings. And then some other ideas just for the event is that we think movies from the 90s might be good, and the movie should be good for all ages. And we need a couple of youth commissioners to help in the planning and execution of this event. Yeah,
What if you do it at Fifth Avenue?
James Avenue.
It's more space and there's like a grass area.
Yeah, they'd be
Okay.
good for
That's actually a good idea. Yeah,
a great movie, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like a good movie for those type of stuff.
wait, what is it?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Sorry, but for Dayton Avenue wouldn't also be quite expensive though, cause it's not gonna be something for free.
So that's the only thing, we'd have to check in with them and see if there's any requirements that they have, you know, after a certain amount of people participate in certain events. Then we're required to have like permit event, you know, the event permits. It's kind of like what's happening with our city picnic. It started to get something, you know, big, so now I go through a certain process to get permit for that event. Especially if then we're offering food and then the county gets involved. So we could always just try and see, you know, something small. It's like the ice cream social.
Okay,
You know, kind of started, well, this is something that was done previously. I think it died down with COVID. You guys started it up a couple of years ago, and I think it's been slowly increasing. You know, so I think, a movie night would kind of help us get our feet wet and see how many people actually would show up. And then kind of move from there for you guys to decide, do we want to host it somewhere different?
For the movie night, we would also need a little bit more recognition. Alright, we, maybe Monte Sereno isn't a big city to begin with.
Well, maybe you can do it with Dave's Avenue and then a bunch of the kids from Dave's Avenue.
Yeah,
Because we
but
have
that,
space around
but
kids.
what if there's like a little bit too many people now, right?
You
Then,
just, you said it's for recognition, so that, don't you want people to go?
yeah.
So just remember then, this kind of event would require for everybody to, come in and help out, to a certain capacity, because employees of Monte Sereno would not be overseeing this event. This would kind of fall on us. So how big do we really want this to be? And then kind of go from there.
Yeah. I also think this year, just to kind of pilot it, we should just do it as a small event and then see how it goes. And if we can maybe do it in the parking lot, something like that might be easier for this.
Didn't we say that we should do it inside?
Oh, or was it?
Because.
I mean, there's options.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of
Depends,
those.
right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a TV in here, we can also do it inside.
And I think we probably could get some help with a projector outside of some sort, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's options, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
No.
Mayor.
Was anyone or does anyone have any other comments on this? Okay, I think then, let's see, yeah, we just need to plan this out before before the youth commission goes on summer break. The next item is pretty quick. It just, as you know, we have our yearly Monte Sereno picnic. And before COVID, I used to always see the youth commission come and help out with that. That's actually where I first saw the youth commission, because one of my dad's friends, like kids, was in the youth commission and helping out with one of the games. They used to do musical chairs, and they also used to serve out ice cream. So we're thinking it would be great to restart that. We just need some commissioners to come for the picnic. It will be in probably like August or September. And
That
we could run
actually,
for the
we
game.
do have a safe date right now. It's
Okay.
for August 24th. It's the Sunday, the
perfect.
third Sunday of August. And I think at this point, not the ice cream, because we do have an ice cream truck who comes.
Oh,
and serves
yeah.
us. Unless we want to switch that out, but they do
Donut
really
ice.
good ice cream.
Yeah.
I would recommend I think you guys would do really great if you guys hosted like kind of a, game booth or some sort. And I think you talked about also having something that could be utilized for them.
Yes, so, one of the ideas that I was talking to Boise about was having a tent to do some youth commissioner recruitment. And one of the things that we could do to attract people to come to the tent is, KCAT made a game called Plinko. I don't know if you've ever seen or know what Plinko is. Have you ever dropped the ball and watched it bounce on the little pegs and it lands in a slot on the bottom? It's actually called Plinko, and we built one out of a sheet of plywood, so it's 8 feet high, 4 feet wide. It's got like 200 or so pegs, and it's a lot of fun. And we would get a bunch of novelty gifts and just invite kids to come and drop the ball. We have the stairs and everything to go with it. So I thought it'd be fun to just have some kind of entertainment there. So,
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea, and then that can be a cool game, and then we can also recruit for the youth commission.
right, we should try to make a flyer that we could pass out to interested youth and start a waiting list.
Yeah,
Is it possible to like make a pamphlet and like put it in classrooms and stuff at schools?
oh, for the youth commission?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that would actually be another good
because
thing.
if you
to
put it in
promote.
like every single class in like the high school, like.
Yeah, I think you just have to say that for Monte Sereno residents, but yeah, I think that would be a good idea as well. I
Well,
think,
let's see,
You wanna check with the
What do
rest
we
of
need?
ASB?
Yeah, what do we need to like get permission from the office?
Mr. P would have to like.
Oh. I mean, I know the principal has sent out a link to the youth commission application in previous years in his weekly message, so we could probably talk to him and get that done.
I think we have to do,
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to see. Do you wanna maybe talk
Oh,
to people in ASB? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so
Okay.
thank you so much for the idea, and I think that would be a great thing. Blinko sounds really fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's real easy because
Essentially.
all you have to do is make sure they don't kill themselves.
Okay, so does everyone sound good with the picnic? Okay,
Wait, I just have a quick question, but where would that be held? Would it be held here in the parking lot or?
No,
would it
no,
be-
so the picnic is an annual picnic we host, for the residents. And it's at Minnesota Park.
Mhm,
Last year we hosted it by the boat area,
yeah.
you know, where
Mhm.
people go and rent the bikes and stuff, right in that lower area. So it'll be there, it's usually from like 11:30 to 1. And so I just need someone to make sure they let me know, like, who's committed to attend this.
That would be in August.
24th, the third Sunday of
Okay.
August.
Okay, deal to do that, but yeah.
okay. Sounds good. I guess we can move on to our next item. This is also a pretty quick item, I think. It's just a food and can drive. As you know, we had this from kind of Thanksgiving to December for the holiday season. And we can actually continue this.
So, really sorry, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
interrupt. So I think you guys have agreed to that one, but I just need a flyer. Someone
Okay,
agreed they would be able to provide us one. So at this point, if I can get a volunteer to create one, we could start it.
okay.
I think because of our much needed like flyers. Wouldn't it be wise for somebody to be dedicated for all the flyers?
Say that again?
Wouldn't it be
Can I get like a
flyer commissioner or whatever? Cause it's like, cause we have all of these ideas
in charge of social
where
media?
flyers are like actually a good way to go. And if one person is committed to all those flyers. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Because then we wouldn't need to be like, I mean, yeah, I guess like,
Fine, and you can copy it.
I'm talking and then I just noticed how bad.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
really up to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, for example, the flyer you created for the
Yeah.
ice cream social. We've used it for the last 2 years. I don't know if anybody wants to change that up or, well, I just kind of want to put that out there for anybody that feels creative and want to do something about it. You have the floor to do so. Yeah. I don't know if I want to put that on one person.
Yeah,
Because you guys are all so heavily involved in so many other activities, that's definitely what they guys take into consideration. Unless you're dying to take over that, then we'd be happy to, give that to you guys.
Yeah, I agree. So, let's see, does anyone want to make the flyer for that? Any people good with graphic design or
Am I making 2 flyers now?
if you
You
want
send
to?
me what you want me to make and I'll do it, just like,
Okay,
tell me what you want me to write on it and everything and I'll do all that.
okay, and I think do we have a flyer from the previous? Coaching cans drive
The
that?
only thing about that is it's, very,
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but maybe she could use that as reference just for the information to include.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I can send you something with information for the cans, for the food,
Is there like any QR codes or anything we should add to it?
no, I think at this point, we're all just bringing it here and then we're gonna be delivering it to
Okay.
its destination.
Okay,
Yeah, pretty
sounds good.
simple.
I think couldn't we also like boxes in the schools, like
So for right now, let's focus it on only the
Yeah.
food and can,
Yeah.
only because they definitely expressed that being something that,
Yeah,
they're in highly need of. If you guys wanted to do something more of like school supplies, I would recommend that be something closer to the beginning of this new school year.
no, what I was like, in just setting, having a box here, having like a box also in the school, so that.
Oh. That's a good question.
I think that would have to always, like, if we wanna do something like
So,
that. we would have to
I
go-
see what you're saying. So I don't know, I think this would require of us to have to go into your school and ask them if that's something that could happen. And
Can we
then,
ask them as well?
Hmm?
As your commissioner, couldn't we ask them as well?
I think so, right? So he's talking about like, instead of us just promoting that people come and drop off, food goods here. That, students could take something and if the school actually has some sort of box. That we could then be picking up on a weekly basis until we collected everything.
Yeah, we could do that.
And
Do that.
so then wouldn't it be always too limited to just Monte Sereno residents? Because almost everybody like has stuff they would want to get,
Right.
no matter if it's like Monte Sereno or established residents.
That's true. Okay, that's worth exploring, expanding the form of how we receive, donations. I like that. Okay,
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea, that sounds good. Yeah, let me just write that down just on my notes.
I think that would also kind of increase awareness that we exist.
Yeah.
That's a cool meeting.
Youth commission.
That's okay, we have a hard enough time getting people to know our city council exists, so.
Yeah,
You know, that would help us all, wouldn't it?
yeah.
First, let the youth commission be the face. of
Like the
city.
first 8 years, like the first 12 years, I had money during the Los Gatos at the same time. Kind of is.
I kind of do, but I never said that, okay, I never said that.
And, Boise,
yes.
how hard do you think it would be for us to get a page on the city's website about the youth commission and doing like a little biography for each of the youth commissioners in particular?
Not hard at all.
I asked Diana to see if we could get that made or,
I can let her know you requested that.
yes, and maybe have it ready for next year. I think it'd be worthwhile, how to add.
Kind of like if we mimic our
No.
council one
No problem.
for our youth commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're there?
We can do that.
No, guys. No, like.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think that would be interesting, is everyone okay with having their like biography on the city website?
Wait, it's gonna be like.
So if you were to go to the city website right now, if you were to go to the city website right now, there's a page that has all of the council members on it. And it has a headshot, and, I don't even think we did a biography this year, did we? Or did we? I don't
I
remember.
think if you guys all have one, I
I think
think
we have,
that we need to have at least some.
Yeah, I think it's like 200 words, just a little bit about yourself. And, but we did,
Let me confirm with, also person as they are minors, that this would be okay too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at least I think a page, by name, having their names and the terms that they serve. And we can also post their the flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at a minimum, a group shot or something. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Okay,
See?
I think so. Okay, yeah, I think that would be an interesting idea. Now, just want to quickly review our last things just before we hit 8 o'clock. So for the ice cream social, we can just do it like last year, we can use the same flyer, and last year it was actually quite successful. We got quite a few residents come in over here and network with each other and talk to each other, so.
That was fun.
Yeah, and then some ideas would be to have like a spinner or like some kind of gift or give away some like Monte Sereno merch kind of things, but we can revisit that as we get closer to that.
Like not professional, like when you get onto like science spin for
Yeah.
fun.
And then now moving on to our kind of outdoor service project with the storm water organization. I know you got an email back from them about that.
So, give me 1 second.
Sure, no problem.
Right? Yeah. I mean, as well.
All right, so I actually was in touch with someone in National Rivers Cleanup Day event.
Oh, perfect.
And these are some of the locations that they support us in, doing cleanup.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so. Answer that. And
Um,
I can email this to everybody,
That would be great.
okay,
but one is the Smith Creek, so where is this one? It's by the Riconada Park. Access to
Oh,
the creek
okay.
where it's necessary, okay, so by the Visona Canal
okay,
on the north side of the country club.
Oh,
Oh, there.
There's also one at the San
It's
Jacinto Creek.
it's the one that
near
is,
the park?
you know, like, I think it's, by the park with the one single tennis court. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know, that part, yeah, that goes into the trail.
So, yeah, so it's got a couple of options and they just want us to be able, here, let me go ahead and send this to the group.
okay, sounds good. And when do we need to get back to them by?
The sooner the better.
Okay.
This is gonna be our event,
Okay,
so we would also be able to select a date as to when we have available, and I'm assuming at this point, a Saturday. And we could do kind of a, not early morning, but maybe 9 or 10. You could probably do a 2-hour kind of volunteer timeframe.
I wanted to, for Saturdays, right, I know that, like, me especially, right, I know that a lot of people are ending their winter or like their sports, so a lot of competitions and championships are gonna be the next few upcoming Saturdays. I don't know what your guys' schedule is, but I won't be able to do any Saturdays till until like 3-4 weeks from now, so.
So then we really wanna think about this because I really wanna see everyone. If not, I think we gotta really rethink. I know that you guys have all these great ideas and thoughts of volunteering, but if you guys won't be able to execute it and leave it only to 2 or 3 people to show up, which is what's happened in the past, then I think we should just really scratch it out.
What about Sunday?
Yeah,
Is that better?
I mean, it's really up to you guys and your availability. I mean,
is it something that we could discuss in the activities subcommission?
I think so, but
The only thing is that it's hard to discuss schedules.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the only thing, because this is where you guys are, then you've got
Yeah.
everybody else,
so,
Yeah.
so here's the question, I kind of have. Who here, like, by the way, who here has like a sport that they do? Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, okay, so that, and the other person that isn't, the other commissioner that isn't here today.
She's also very involved, and this is why she hasn't been able to participate.
Yeah, okay, so it's kind of like half of the commission that has, maybe like, yeah, like it's, or any other extracurriculars. Let's do it on the right hand, any extracurricular or sports? Okay, everybody,
Not
so,
here for the next like 4 weeks.
yeah,
I'm gonna be in like Washington and Utah and Nevada, I don't even know where. I am.
Exactly, so
Like,
what if-
spawning in different locations.
when do you guys think you will have, like, will have time.
I have like
After
no free
these
time.
meetings.
After the.
I'm literally, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so should
I
we
can do
somehow?
like,
So then, do we wanna do it in
Friday.
May, like after?
I do
Like
not.
graduation.
Yeah,
So that's what the dilemma has been.
Yeah.
So, Mayor,
Yes.
did you hear that? So this is kind of what we're talking about, like the cleanup, the spring cleanup. I think it's really hard to kind of, that's a problem we've had in the past. We've only had, you know, one or two people really show up and you know, I'm wondering at this point, is this something we have to scratch out of our to-do list?
I was thinking about that too. I think we should just scratch it,
okay,
because if we can't really get a half a dozen at least to show up, I think it just looks bad.
For this volunteering, I mean, I think it would be appropriate for everybody, if not, you know,
Yeah.
at least this group to be present. And if you guys all have something to do on a Saturday, then it's definitely not fair for only to rely on one person, you know?
For, in my opinion, I think like these types of, activities are more like, are better for earlier school year, like for the early school year. Cause
yeah,
around this time, a lot of people are like focused on their extracurriculars and it's quite literally the last stretch of the year.
I agree.
So,
I think it's only done around this time
Probably
because,
June.
you know, the spring
Or August.
brings in the Earth Day kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's kind of been.
but with Earth Day comes, like, I understand that, like, but it's stuff that the schools are like, don't care. There's too much going on, if you have extracurriculars, you'll have to, it's kind of like piling. So if we wanna do these types of like activities, you should do them at least in the first semester, not really the same.
What if we all sent you our schedules and then we figured it out a time?
Like, what if we make a spreadsheet and see?
Yeah, like a spreadsheet, yeah.
Yeah. everyone put
Yeah.
everything.
so then I think let's scratch it for this year and then we can revisit this next year. Or maybe the
So
fall.
just remember though, I mean, I want you guys to, you know, take this into account. I think that throughout the school year, there's always something that's gonna hinder your abilities to fully participate in something. Because this group has always been so interactive with other activities in their school, I know that you guys are busy with one thing or another. So, just be mindful of that. If we really to move it, you know, in the first semester, you know, would it really then be a problem or not? Cause I know then we hit the holidays. You know, and then the ending of the December's meeting's always canceled because everybody's, you know, taking tests.
What about like right before school starts, like
Yeah.
not when school starts, but like a couple weeks before?
Or
So the
maybe,
only problem with that is then, is everybody back from vacation?
Yeah,
I'm working during the parents summer.
Yeah, so
so,
then we run into, so there's always gonna be, again, you know, things that are gonna interfere. The question is, how committed are you to set aside a certain time to participate for us to have this?
We need a couple of dates from everybody,
yeah,
you know, and, I know sports is especially tough, that's why we try to do them on the weekend. But I do know that a lot of you are in club sports too, so I know that that's when all the club sports are going. Yeah.
Since all of us are trying already to go on a Tuesday, what if we had like that, like 30 minutes before this meeting? Like, or something like that, because we're all, like throughout the years have tried to get the.
yeah.
So like,
Meeting, having like, you know, or something like that.
Well, like just like, I don't know, like having one or the other. I don't
say
know,
that again, I was a little girl, have what before meeting?
like just, like since this is like once a month, like this is when people actually can come. Like maybe having like this time for the other activities as well.
You mean for a service activity?
Or
So
something, I don't
that's
know.
kind of what we're talking about is some type of a community, give back period of time. And those are kind of hard to do on the weekdays because you don't really have a lot of time unless we were to start at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, some of them that we have done have been working or volunteering at a kitchen. Because those don't start until 5 o'clock, usually at night. And they'll last till no longer than 7 or 8. So maybe that's another thing, is to just pick a couple of those and do those, if you'd like to have a service type project.
It's worth talking about more, but don't you like have a sport right before you come? You know what I'm saying? So I know there's people that are like sliding in, and again, and I love the fact that you guys are so active and everything else that you guys do. So it's just kind of trying to see where we can all meet in terms of availability.
So after this,
So for now, let me just make sure we wrap up on this.
Yeah.
This part of it. Let's go ahead and scratch out the spring cleanup. We'll have to do a little bit more discussion on that with the new crew coming in for the next fiscal year. And, yeah, and then just maybe set that date ahead of time, so then people can just kind of save that on their calendar. That you were gonna say, go ahead.
yeah, we're thinking like after this, yeah, like scratching this entire thing, and because like after I heard the KCAT presenter. Kind of like present, which is saying. All you really have to do is talk a little bit during the 30 minutes of lunch that you have. And then maybe kind of like, instead of doing all these stuff, we could just kind of like give back to the community with. Kind of like videos or podcasts that like kind of like still show that we're dedicated to this, like trying to give back. But it's also very flexible, like for everybody, right? Like it, for no matter how long you have for your day, like you could like just whenever you have a little bit of time, just squeeze in, do a little bit and then go back out. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just in the interest of time, just because we're hitting past 8 o'clock, I think, yeah, we will have to revisit this next year. And the only other thing is, as we said earlier, reach out to maybe Dave's Avenue. Jeremiah said he can talk to them and see if there's anything.
So
you wanna just,
let me ask real fast, because I heard that earlier, what did you want to reach out to Dave's Avenue?
So, yeah, this is what I wanted to say, so, sorry, cause we, when we talked, during the subcommittee meeting, we were thinking about doing a bike rodeo or bike safety program. This is kind of like something that they already do for all the LGUSD. But then after I, after we talked about the stormwater organization service project and how it kind of like went to time management. Unless people wanna kind of like go from their school days. And kind of like give them a hand, like the, I think that would only really work during school hours.
yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
Okay, then,
Because
yeah,
during like going to school, like going, like,
yeah, I
I think
understand.
the only reason that, or the only time we can do it is during school, and I don't think anybody here can really afford to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can afford, but I don't really want to kind of like pressure anybody to miss a day.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
a day of school, or like an hour of school.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt
No
you,
worries, no
I just
worries.
wanna
Yeah,
finish
yeah.
really quickly, because I know some parents.
Yeah.
Have already come, so I think, so those are all the activities, does anyone have any comments quickly on those, or? Okay, yeah, it looks like it, and then then the activity subcommittee will meet again and just kind of discuss these a little further before the next meeting. Do we need to make a motion to approve that?
No
Oh.
motion required, yeah.
Okay.
No decision.
Okay, sounds good.
There's one
Okay.
more quick question
Yeah.
or something I do have.
Yeah.
Cause I saw in this one here, schedule and activities, the committee, activity subcommittee.
Yeah,
Technically, it's not, we wouldn't only focus on like these types of activities, also not focus on podcast, right?
yeah.
So what if it would be easier to go right, like, literally right after school?
Oh, yeah.
That if you don't have a student period, or if you have to go to the library, either way.
Okay,
Cause I go to the library every once in a
okay,
while.
yeah, maybe we can
Yeah.
discuss this on email.
Yeah.
That sounds good,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's an option. Okay, sounds good, with that, we can close this, do we need to take public comment on
Yes.
this? Okay, are there any members online or in person who'd like to comment on this item?
No hands are raised.
Okay, thank you very much. We can now move on to our next item, new business, which is discuss the Social Justice Scholarship Award. I believe we've already discussed how we're gonna proceed with this. So is there any further discussion necessary, further items? Okay, so then, do we need to make any motions for this item?
You can make a motion to proceed with the social justice award, yes, but if you
Okay.
could please.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to proceed with the Social Justice Award for this year.
So we need a motion maker, you can't do that.
Oh, my bad. Could someone make a motion?
I motion to proceed with the social justice.
All second.
Okay,
Can we do a
yeah,
raise of hand?
can we do a show of hands of who approves this?
Okay.
Okay,
Carried.
it's unanimous. Okay, sounds good. We can, and then, do we need public comment?
Yes,
Okay, always for every agenda.
yes, sorry about that.
No problem.
I'm with you, yeah.
Okay, so are there any members of the public or online who would like to comment on this item?
No hands are raised.
Okay, sounds good. We can move on to our last item under new business, which is approve the meeting minutes from the January 14, 2025 Youth Commission regular meeting.
All motion to approve.
Hold on, we need to open.
Yeah, just review that really quickly.
I'm so excited, I know. No hands are raised, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
You approve? I motion. I will second you. You're good.
okay. Could we get a show of hands on who approves this? Looks like it's
I think we
unanimous.
just want to go.
Okay. And are there any members of the public who would like to comment on this item?
On the minutes, no hands are raised.
Okay, sounds good. With that, we have council member comments. Are there any?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you very much for all of your advice and all of your insights.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate them. And then for future agenda items, of course, we need to discuss these activities or just plan them out before they actually happen. And then also, I remember one item we wanted to talk about is having an Instagram page for the youth commission. So maybe in the next meeting, would that be possible to?
To add on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we could also talk about it and stuff.
I was gonna say, maybe this could be also a discussion for the.
So-
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying too.
And before you guys leave, let's just talk about your availability.
yeah, sounds good, yeah. Are there any other future agenda items anyone would like to propose?
No.
Okay, sounds good. With that, thank you very much for coming to the youth commission meeting this month. I'm sorry that it went a little later than usual, but we covered a lot. So thank you very much again, and we can I adjourn the meeting at 8:11 p.m.